Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss line by line explanation and analysis of Canto 5 of The Rape of the Lock by Alexander Pope. So let's get begin. This is Canto 5. She said the pitying audience melt in tears, but fate and Jove had stopped the parents' ears. In vain Thalestris with reproach assail, for who can move when fair Belinda fails? Not half to fix the Trojan could remain, while Anna begged and Tito begged in vain. Then gave grave Clarissa graceful waved her fan, silence ensured, and thus the nymph began. So, in these lines, we'll see that Belinda lament and her speech create an impact on people there, but Baron. Lord Baron get not affected by her speech at any cost. He is not willing to return the locks, and because fate and God stop his ears from listening to anything. So Belinda's speech continues and she is lamenting, regretting why did she come to that Hampton court. If she didn't come then this won't be happen. And Yao here refers to God according to Greek mythology, and here Trojan is an allusion is used, and Trojan hero Anis has been discussed there, give reference to him, and he's compared with Lord Baron, and Dido with Belinda, and Anna to Thalestris. So, according to the allusion, that historical reference, the Trojan hero Anis, and he left Dido, and despite having they have requested him to remain, but he left her and gone and continue his journey. So it has been related here in this way that like Annie's Lord Baron, he is not willing to give a favor to Belinda. So neither do Thalestris' speech affect them. Allusion, as I already told you, it's used there, and Virgil work is taken by Pope. Anna and Dido, they are sisters, and so this reference is taken to compare the great impact that how mockery is achieved by considering that how important the Trojan hero the legend is, and how unimportant or trivial that this matter is loss of her hair, her lock, we can say. And now here Clarissa's speech begins. In the next lines we will see Clarissa's speech. Actually in the actual story there was no Clarissa. Character of Clarissa has been added in this Canto 5 letter, and her speech is very important part of this whole epic, and you can say it's the crux of the whole epic, and we'll see what she say in her speech. Say why are beauteous praise and honor most, the wise men patience and vain men tossed, why Deccan with all the land and sea afford, why angels called and angels like adore, why round our coaches crowd the white cloth yokes, why bows the side box from its innermost rows, how vain are all these glories, all our pains, unless good sense pursue what beauty gains, that men may say when we the friend box grace behold the first in virtue and in face, or if to dance all night and dress all day, charm the small pox and chase old age away, who could not scorn what housewife cares produce, or who would learn one earthly thing to use, to patch nay ugly might becomes a saint, nor could it sure be such a sin to paint. But since Allah's frail beauty must decay, curled or uncurled, since locks will turn to grey, since painted or not painted, all shall fade, and she who scorns a man must die a maid. What then remains but will our powers to use and keep good humor still whatever else lose, and trust me dear, good humor can prevail when airs and flights and screams and scolding fail. Beauteous in vain their pretty eyes may roll, charms strike the eyes but merit win the souls. Wow, amazing. Her speech is really very motivating or amazing, and the main focus of her speech was that the physical beauty that doesn't matter, that what actually matter is your morality, your good behavior and your character. She emphasized, she is addressing to Belinda, and she is saying that why you are so lamenting, grieving, it's a small a trivial thing, loss of hair, it doesn't matter, they are all mortal, we are all mortals, and the hairs they are mortal, and they soon with age they turn gray and they have no value. Why you are giving so much value to the hair or physical beauty? What actually matters is your wisdom and your virtue. So she's conveying that. So she is criticizing the people that why the people value beauty so much that they treat women like angels, and so yes, so all these praise beauty, these are in vain useless things. This doesn't matter. What actually matter is your wisdom, virtue, good character, manner, morality. Okay, and so these are the things she has discussed, that beauty fades away and the hair turns to white, they become gray, and yes, so she says that by applying the technique, different techniques that you use to enhance your beauty and to enhance your physical looks, it doesn't matter why you are spending so much time on your beauty and why you are so conscious about your physical look, and so have patience and trust whatever happens to you. Keep your humor good, and outer beauty is useless, no value. And he told Belinda to concentrate on her inner beauty, not the physical outer beauty. And this sentence is my favorite of this whole epic, and it really touched my heart. Jump strike the sight and merits win the souls. So here jump strike the sight, which means that the outer beauty is only limited to eyes, but merits, but good morality, inner beauty that wins the souls. It really happens, you know. We some of us as well, we are all seeking physical beauty, praising physical beauty, and we love those who are beautiful from out their appearance, and their face is beauty, but we shouldn't do that. Okay, people are beautiful from inside, their morality is good, wisdom. Okay, next lines. So spoke the dame, but no applause ensured. Belinda from Thalestris called her pro to arms. The fierce virago cries, and swift as lightning to combat flies. All sight in parties and begin the attack. Fans clap, silks rustle, and tough whalebones crack. Heroes and heroines shout, confused dilly rise, and brass and triple voices strike the skies. No common weapons in their hands are found, like gods they fight, no dead or mortal wound. So in this line, after finishing Clarissa's speech that her speech didn't create an impact on the audience. Um, there is a reason behind that. Okay, she did not have that value or worth because people they give value or worth to beauty. So her speech didn't create an impact on the audience. And Belinda Fron and Thalestris called her prude. Prude means show off ladies, and so what she did there began a war, you can say a fight between two groups, Lord Byron and Clarissa one group, and another was Thalestris, Plum, and Belinda. So there was a physical fighting, verbal fight, not physical, verbal fighting, verbal battle war between them, and it has been compared to legendary wars and very important life-staking wars. Although it is a trivial thing, and it has been compared to legendary heroes and heroines, and like that, like a war of gods and who didn't experience mortal wounds. It has been compared to death. Now we analyze the next line. So when bold Homer make the gods engage, and heavenly breast with human passion rage, Count Palos, Mars, Latona harm his arms, and all Olympus rings with loud alarms. Jove thunder roars, heaven trembles around, blue Neptune storms, the bellowing deeps resound. Earth shakes her nodding toes, the ground gives way, and pale ghosts start at flash of day. So here in this line we will see that they're fighting verbal fight being compared to different legendary important epics, and here allusion is here to Homer's work and his Odyssey, and it has been compared with legendary or gods in mythology such as Pallas, god of wisdom, Mars, god of war, Latona, mother of Apollo, god Apollo, and Hermes. Hermes is attendant of gods. So it has been, this fighting has been compared to date legends or mythical gods, and so Jove chief god in the sky, and Neptune is the god. You see, so it has been compared to them, and we'll see to emphasize that how important this fight is. Actually, it's a trivial thing, and mockery is achieved in this way. And we'll see the next line. Triumphant umbrella on a snow's hide clapped his glad wings, set to view the fight, popped on their kin spears. The spirits survey the through combat, assist the fray. So actually the real cause behind this fight was Umbrell, and he felt victorious about his success in his intentions to ignite a quarrel between two groups, and he is enjoying the scene they're fighting, and he felt very proud about him. And we'll see the next lines. While through the press enraged Thalestris flies and scatters death around from both her eyes, a pure and whittling perish in throng. One died in metaphor, one in song. O cruel nymph, a living death I bear, cried Dipperwit, and sunk beside his chair, a mournful glance foppling upward cast. Those eyes are made so killing was his last. Thus on meadows flowering margins lies the expiring swan, and he sings, he dies. When bold Sir Plum had drawn Clarissa down, Colley stepped in and killed him with a frown. She smiled to see the doughty hero slain, but at her smile the pure revived again. So Persian rage refers to crowd. The crowd was there, and they are saying the physical fighting, verbal fighting between the two groups, and pure refers to young men and whittling old men. and her angry look. So it has been discussed that Belinda is so angry that her angry looks even cause some people to die. So some die metaphor is used there, die in metaphor, and some die in song. So nymph refer to Lady Belinda, and so it has been discussed that since your anger means Belinda's anger at me seems like that I am a living dead. And yes, there are two people discussed there. Dapper, which refers to dapper, handsome man, and fop refers to trifling, unimportant man, and they die on her front. Her looks, her look. She's so angry that even her look causes others to die at the instant. And we'll see the next line. Okay, expiring swan mean dying swans and sings as he dies. It is being compared to death. And when bald Sir Plum, okay, these are discussed there that Sir Plum he fight alongside with Belinda and Clarissa who fights alongside with Lord Baron. And yes, she smiled to see the doughty hero slain. So Belinda smiles when she saw that her opponent Lord Baron was defeating, and he was defeated. And Belinda, she smiled at her victory. So next lines we will see now Zhao suspend his golden scales in air where the man waits against the lady hair. The doubtful beam long nods from side to side. At length the winds mount up, the hair subside. So so what is there here? The Jav refers to God in the sky. God in the sky has to decide who wins in the fight, and so the balance has been so there has been a balance that in which they measure that who is gonna win the battle. So in this the Belinda won, and okay, next lines what see after her winning. She fears Belinda on Baron's flies with more than usual lighting in her eyes, nor feared the chief unequal fight to try, who sought no more than on his foe to die. But this bold lord with manly strength in jaw, she with one finger and thumb subdue, just where the breath of life his nostrils drew, a charge of snuff the wily virgin threw, the gnomes direct to every atom, just the pungent grains of titillating dust sudden with starting tears, each eye overflow, and the high dome re-echoes to his nose. So here is Belinda trying to kill Todd Parent by putting a snuff in his nose. Okay, and the Heir Baron he desires to defeat or die at the hand of beautiful enemy. Her beautiful enemy refers to Belinda, and she attacked on Baron, and the spirits help her to get each piece of powder into Baron's nose so that he die, and it get into nostrils of Baron and overflow his eyes overflow in tears on Baron eyes. And next lines we will analyze. Now meet thy fate, innocent Belinda's cried, and drew a deadly bodkin from her side, the same his ancient personage to deck. Her grandeur wore about his neck in three seals rings, which after melted down formed a vast buckle for his widow's gown. Her infant grandma's whistle next it crowed, the bells she jingled and whistle blow. Then in bodkin graced her mother's hair, which long she wore and now Belinda wear. So this is the history of how Belinda's hairpin was made, and her grandfather decorated it, and made from three seal rings, and which was melted to form a buckle, and then it was converted to whistle, and then it was converted to hairpin, and it came to Belinda. So she plucked Lord Baron with that hairpin. Okay, and next we'll see. Boast not my fall, he cried, insulting, for thou by some other shalt bled as law, nor think to die, deject my lofty mind. All that I dread is leaving you behind. Rather than so, I'll let me still survive and burn in Cupid flames, but burn alive. Cupid, god of love, post me show. So here Baron told Belinda that don't show off on your victory, and today you are defeating me by rejecting my love, but one day you will be defeated by some men rejecting your love. And you don't need to be proud of yourself. One day you will meet the same fate. Belinda Baron is telling her, and let me survive to see that moment. He is requesting her. And then restore the log, she cries, and all round restore the log. Wow, vaulted roofs rebound. Not fears Othello in so loud a strain roared for the handkerchief that caused his pain. But see how oft ambitious aims are crossed. The chief content till all the prize is lost. The lock obtained with guilt and kept with pain in envy places sought, but sought in vain. With such a prize no mortal must be blessed. So heaven decrees with heaven, who can contest? So heaven decree means God will. So allusion is used there, allusion to Shakespeare's work tragedy Othello. So he compares Belinda's shout with the anger of Othello when Othello shouted when a man came, and his wife proves to be unfaithful, and the men show him the handkerchief that Othello entrusted to his wife, and that moment he cried with rage, and it is compared to rage and cried shouting of Belinda. So yes, and in this situation the most important thing, her locks lost, okay, in this fighting, and in this haphazard situation her locks get lost, and her locks were precious that no mortal is worthy to possess them and to hold them. So they lost. Where they go, we'll see in the next lines. Okay, some thought it mounted to lunar sphere, since all things lost on earth are treasure here. So some people think they go to into moon, into space, okay, spheres of moon, where all the precious things are there. And we'll analyze the next lines. Their heroes' wits are kept in ponderous vases and books in snuff boxes. To which cases their broken vows, deathbed elms are found, lovers' heart with end of ribbon bound. The courtiers' promises and sick men prayers, the smiles of harlots and tears of heirs, cages for nets and chains to yoke a flea, dried butterflies and tombs of curiosity. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, and here the basic idea is that the precious things all they go to into sphere of moon and become stars in the space, and here the important things has been discussed: the broken vows, deathbed arms, and lover's heart, and courtier promises. Okay, and we'll see. So all these important things, pleasure, treasures that they lost, and they become part of constellation in the sky. Okay, and next lines we'll see. But trust the muse, she saw it upward rise through marked by none but quick poetic eyes, saw Rome's great founder to heavens withdraw to Proculus alone confess in view a sudden star it shot through liquid air, drew behind a radiant trail of hair. Not Berenice's log first rose too bright the heavens bespangling with deceitful light, the sylph behold it kindling as it flies, the place pursue it progress through the skies. So Muse here refers to goddess and Proculus refers to man, and no one sees it where it says being on only God. Muse knows that where your lock is, and only and yes, and it become a star. Okay, a shooting star. It tells made up of Belinda's your hair and hair. Berenice's lock allusion is used here to Berenice's lock. Berenice is a queen of Egypt who cut her lock to protect her husband, and it has been compared to Belinda's lock. And it has been discussed that Belinda's lock is even more important than Berenice's lock, and it goes to sky and become part of constellation, become a star. And now we'll see this the pure Monday shall from the mall survive and help with music its propitious ray. This the blessed lover shall for Venus take, send up vows from Rosamunda's lake. This beverage soon shall view in cloudless sky, when next he looks through Galileo's eye, and thence the egregious wizard shall foredom the fate of Lois and fall of Rome. So here Bio refers to fashionable world, and Mal uh, here Malserver refers promulgate to St James Park in London, and so what we see here in these lines that this that your log got to sky, and it was not visible to our mortals eyes, that even your links Galileo's eye refer to Galileo's binoculars, and to see that you need Galileo's binoculars, and so foretell the prophecy, foredom mean a prophecy of prophecy teller. That here allusion is also used the fate of Lois, King Lois. You might read about that in your tragedy Oedipus works by Sophocles. That a prophecy has been made about King Lois, about his son, okay, and who is gonna grow up and kill him and to marry his own mother, and so it has been references given to date about prophecy about, and there has been a prophecy about your hair lock as well. And we'll see the next line. Now then sees bright nymph to mourn thy ravish hair, which adds new glory to shining sphere. Not all the tresses that fair head can boast shall draw such envy as lock you lost. For after all the murders of your eye, when after millions slain yourself shall die, when those fair suns shall set, and set they must, and all these tresses shall be laid in dust, this log the muse shall consecrate to fame, and miss the stars inscribe Belinda's name. So these are the last lines, and here the Pope suggesting that Belinda's log has become immortal now. They become part of constellation now, and your log even add beauty to the stars. Not all other logs, but uh, you have to be proud about your logs, and the other logs get jealous of yours, because yours log is much more important than the other anything, any treasure. And so here it has been described that your logs become immortal in the sky and the constellation, and you not need to be regret on that. And muse, yes, goddesses refer to goddess. Muse are the goddesses of art and poetry, and here reference to daughter of Zeus. And Belinda's name is written over the star, which form or create from her lock. So Belinda's name become eternal. So this is all about. This is the end of the epic. Hope you understand, and I'll provide your notes link in the description. Thank you for watching.